hello everyone. Welcome. Good evening. I be Josh the Pirate, and this be my lovely wife, Keren.
The Mother of Bunnies! Yeah, we're performers and creative trash at large, as Rachel Fuka likes to say. And we just got some creative news that's positive, so
Yeah.
woohoo!
I'm not sure exactly what to do with it, actually, because we've had two pieces of creative news in the last couple of days, both of which are positive, that overlap, therefore making them hard to do. Someone wants me to be a professional DM in a different city the day after somebody else wants us to do our show, and they're going to pay us lots of money! Fuck.
Well, this is the part where we crash our ingenious brains together and work out a way to either do both or convince them.
Oh, definitely do both. I'm just going to do the show and then immediately get in the car and drive to Kalgoorlie.
Look,
That's my solution.
Money! Yes, LEB. We want to make it work for the money, because the money would be great. It would be a really lucrative weekend if you can pull them both off.
Mother Fluffers would definitely be appreciated. Kalgoorlie represent. Yeah, we've been asked out to do Kalgoorlie Pride, which is lovely. Splendid.
We're ironing out the details.
And I really, really wish, and if there are anybody out there listening to this content who works in city planning, don't do things at the end of the school holidays!
I don't think that is the end of the school holidays.
Huh?
No, it's midterm.
Don't do that either.
Oh,
Why is everybody doing that on the same...
I'm gonna go check now, because if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be really bad. No, it can't be school holidays, because the other thing is at the end of the school holidays, and that's before.
Yeah.
The 9th.
It's late September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're in Melbourne the last week of school holidays.
Yeah.
And we're back for this.
Yeah,
So it's in the term. We can't be mad about that.
Okay, then why is it in the same freaking weekend? That doesn't make any sense. What a stupid thing to do.
If I recall correctly, Pride is over 2 weekends, so...
Yeah, and they're asking us for the second. Yeah, I wonder if I could convince Pride to make it be the other weekend.
Or just later in the day.
Oh yeah, look, if I just...
Look, we'll email everybody back and be like super chill and
I mean,
cool, and hopefully
we're not turning down
things.
Paparotica for $1,500 for a single show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be publicly discussing this, so don't tell anybody.
Oh no, the 7 people will know. Is it October? Because Kalgoorlie for the entirety of September, October is booked out.
Yeah, we have a lovely friend's couch to sleep on, so we cool.
Yeah. And it looks like I'm going to be sleeping in my car anyway, because I'm going to be driving straight from one gig to another.
You know what? Let's discuss this later. We literally saw it as we were about to go live.
Yeah, Karen was like, oh, these people have heard from the Imaginarium, so
we'll
if we haven't, we'll know now. And I check our email, I'm like, well, there, yeah, we have. Excellent. Cool.
Yay!
Good evening, everyone. So this evening, Karen and I are going to be doing something we haven't done in a little while, actually. We're going to be doing another Karen and Josh review. We have been sent, rather marvelously, this splendid thing.
I'm back, Moans.
By the wonderful Mike Moans. The Moanly fans himself have sent us Roll Table for 2, which is by of Flights and Fancy.
Fights and Fancy.
Fights and Fancy. What was it? What did I do?
It is a DMless dungeon crawl game.
Is it just FF?
Written and designed by Poppy Layton and Sammy Layton, published by Fights and Fancy.
Yeah. And it's really pretty.
Very cute.
It is a 2-player solo without a DM game, and the way it works is that they've got these published modules that it's literally a choose your own adventure, but with D&D.
In fact, it says, Welcome to Roll Table for 2, the 2-player tabletop role-playing game that allows a couple, pair of friends, or siblings, we're 2 out of the 3. It'd be weird if we were 3 for 3. To play in a story.
It's in Alabama.
Tasmania, I think, is the local joke. To play in a storytelling game that doesn't need a game master. Roll Table for 2 is a game system built to guide you through a world of your choosing in our storybooks, or encourage you to work together to improvise a story of your own.
Would you like me to read this, because you've got a sore throat?
I've got a anesthetized
Werther's
throat
original?
No, it's one of those horrible medicated throat lozenges. But yeah, this is kind of blah blah blah. Tackling the character sheet, which is what we're going to try and get through today, is sort out our character sheet.
And he sent us a box. So they sent you the box. He bought the box and sent it to us, or he asked them to send it to us. This is the box. And it's a little box that comes with literally all the things you need.
Yeah.
a pencil with an eraser on it, which is the best kind of pencil. It came with some stickers for Mike Moans. Things you definitely need. It's got 2 pencils.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's
silly.
only got 1 little tiny D6.
I feel bad now because I made sure I had a pencil.
And then I put a 3rd pencil in it from D&D dice.
Oh,
Real
tiny.
gamers roll dice. But it's got a purple eraser, which is why I put it in there. Actually, I was just looking for somewhere to put it. So yeah, session 1 would be the meeting point. And then it's also got a second, I don't know if it's season. It's session, isn't it? That's
Session.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a whole session. And the second one is the quartz capital.
And look, they're like bound with
Oh
thread.
yeah, they're thread bound. Look at that. So pretty.
So pretty.
Each booklet of these is 55 pages long. The Table of Malice. Oh, that's cool. All right, I just skipped to the end of the second act. Let's not do that.
You're skipping. You gotta.
Don't jump ahead in the story. And they sent you some character sheets as well. Relatively simple, but yeah, it's got everything it needs on it.
It's tackling the character sheet. It's time to create your characters. In Roll Table for 2, the characters you build will be how you interact with the world. As a storytelling game, we want to feel as though your characters are a part of the world. Something you can learn more about in the Introducing the Story section of the storybook. What kind of person might live there? What would bring a person to travel across the kingdom? What might they look like? The next few steps will also help to build the basic idea of your character. But don't worry if you're really struggling to come up with an idea.
So, LEB, so I know where my paycheck is going next month. The PDF of this, of the player guidebook, is £8.
Which, at the moment...
It's about $12, $13.
Yeah.
Roundabout.
But yes, Kalgoorlie Pride is also dope as hell, and you should go to.
Yeah, it's great fun.
So much stuff. Because we got to go to a few things.
I'm just gonna put the link to that website. Go there for this. A Tale of Malice storybook. Yeah. But they also Mike donated one of their player kits.
Yes. So you get these customized notebooks for your notes.
And they're UK based. They're local to him. I think they're Manchester based.
But I just respect anyone who makes sure that their product is just really nice to like hold and touch and look at. It's just nice.
All right, shall we build some characters?
Yes.
All right. It's time to create your characters. It's a storytelling game. So we want you to feel that your character is part of the world, something that you can learn more about in the Introducing the Story section of the storybook. What kind of person might live here? What would bring a person to travel across the kingdom? What might they look like? Here's a few steps to help you do a basic build idea of your character. So don't worry about if you're really struggling to come up with an idea yet. Name. This can either be the easiest part of the character sheet or the hardest. Agreed completely. I'm trying to find how much each of the little modules costs. Store. They ship worldwide.
Free shipping if you live
Free
in the
shipping
UK.
if you live in the UK. Game Master Supplies, Reddit News Stock. Might be News Stock.
Might be in gift
Pride
sets.
Collection.
Gift sets as well.
Gift set.
Scott, give Advanced.
Advanced Game Master's Kit.
That's very fancy.
That's very pretty.
That's what we're looking for.
No.
I think the player's starter kit is what Mike.
Yeah, that's what Mike sent
Mike
us.
sent us, but
And it's lovely. Player supplies, Game Master supplies, writing tools and supplies, new stock. Let's try new stock.
you might have to search for it.
Yeah. Downloads.
Oh,
All of this for just £5.
if you join their Patreon.
Ah, that's cool. Designing a convincing villain, designing a D&D 5e combat encounters, making your own, fleshing out your character sheet, planning a new homebrew setting workbook, planning towns for TTRPG's workbook. So it's just books for homebrewing. That's lovely. Ooh, what's that one? Sorry, the D&D combat tracker sheet.
Oh, you have my attention. I hate having to track.
Note taker sheets.
Spell sheet, NPC sheet.
It's just nicely formatted.
Nice stuff.
And it's PDFs, and they're all for about £1.50, £1.50.
I love some good formatting.
World Building Basics is free. The World Building Basics worksheet is free.
Well, there you go, guys.
As is the D&D Infantry Tracking Sheet. And the Writer's Companion.
No. We all know you track your inventory in your head, forget half of it, and then piss the DM off when they're like, well, don't you have specific magic item? And you're like, I don't know. When did that happen? Am I supposed to care?
Combat tracking, I am sold. Yeah.
Oh, what I want is like combat sticky notes. So when you get into combat, you can just stick that bad boy to your character sheet, track all your combat shit, and then when it's done, you can just peel it off and flick it away.
These are all great, but they're not actually the thing I'm looking for.
Click on games.
Oh, duh.
There's a games option.
The reason I can't is because that's in the way. I can't see that word. Our games. There you go. Roll table for two. Doi.
Oh.
So, Tale of Malice is $35 dues, and that's the hard copy.
That's because you were set.
Not hard copy, but Body Snatchers, the card game.
You could get just the guidebook for £15.
Session 1 is £6.
Digital. So you could get
all the digital stuff for like.
And
if you just want the PDFs, you can get a PDF of the guidebook for $8, and the first storybook for $6, and the second storybook for also $6. And there are maps. And the maps are free.
That's cool.
PDF printable files and JPEG digital files for free.
I love it. Oh my goodness, character sheets that have been laminated? Why have I never thought of that?
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. But then they were buff real easy.
Ooh, actually what you do is if you need pre-built characters for like a one-shot, you do a bunch of like, level 4 characters, wipe out the name, and then laminate it so they can write their name in.
Plastic page sleeve. Yeah, Root of All Beers. Yeah, absolutely.
Root of All Beers is a great name as well.
Yes.
By the way. Like it.
Greetings, Root of All Beers. Thank you for joining us.
Do you like root beer by any
chance?
I'm not 100% clear on what root beer is. Is it just cola? Or is it ginger beer? Hang on.
Karen Googles.
We're going to answer the hard question tonight.
Hey, Root of All Beers, nice to meet you. I am Josh. This is Karen, my lovely wife. I am into Bark's root beer.
Ooh, sounds fancy. I had a very fancy...
Rootable beers. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Rootable beers. Maybe.
I had a very fancy cola on Friday night.
Oh yeah, nice. You did. Yeah, in the best way. So. Name. This is either the easiest... Yeah, we've got as far as writing the name of our characters down. This is going to go really fast. This can either be the hardest or easiest part. Some people begin with the name, and some people prefer to know what the character is first and the name afterwards. Regardless, the name chosen will be what the other characters know them as in the world. The character's class is a reflection of their fighting or combat style. As an ordinary traveler, they might be aware of some basic self-defense skills that can keep them safe on the road, or your character might have taken up some study of magic or service in their kingdom. This will be the most relevant to any damage-dealing abilities that you might have. In this book, you have the choice between Fighter, Thief, and Mage. The traditional, original 3. Once you have chosen which one of the 3 classes, you should then choose which archetype you want your character to be within that chosen class. You will then receive 1 ability from your class list and 1 ability from your archetype list. Neat. So, Fighter, +1 in strength and +2 to guard. This is all done on a d6, so that's a meaningful amount. Like a +1 means you can hit a 7. The Fighter is a swordsman for sale, working job to job and applying their strength in the best way possible. Fighter is a precision-trained soldier, watching their enemy from afar, carefully picking the weak points in their armor before decisively winning the fight with a single blow. The Fighter is a fist first, ask question later. I mean, I always ask permission before I fist anybody.
Saw that coming.
Thank you. Which is why I ask. All the puns.
Oh, and I've discovered now that root beer is similar to cola, but is not cola.
Oh.
It's made by the same thing as sarsaparilla.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is it called root beer?
Well, I presume because it's a root.
As in it's made from roots.
Well, I presume it's made from a root.
Recommended skills, strength and awareness or spirit.
Bark. Root bark of the Sassa and Fras tree.
Sassa and Fras! which would explain why Root of all beers is into Bark's root beer. Okay, a ranger who goes postal when a projectile goes near his head because of the PTSD given by his father, Willem Tell.
I like it.
That's funny.
Oh, okay, so it's made... you can't... Since saffrol, a key component of sassafras, was banned by the US Food and Drug Administration in 1960 due to its carcinogenicity, most commercial root beers have been flavored using artificial sassafras flavoring. But
Sassafras.
if you use a saffrol-free sassafras extract... This is just fun to
my
say.
character's name is going to be... Carmichael Sassafras.
And what archetype is he going to be?
I don't know yet, but I've decided on a name. Sassafras.
It's always good. The sassafras comes from the root, the root bark of the sassafras. Okay?
Yeah.
We're learning so many exciting things. Also, these throat lollies make my tongue a bit numb, which makes this even more interesting.
Abilities. Choose one from the list below. Strike, charge, or battle medic. That's cool. Recommended skills, strength, and awareness, spirit. Then you can have either the brawler archetype or the knight archetype. Basically think barbarian or paladin. Or archer, ranger. Then you've got a thief.
Were you about to say that?
Thief. Yes, finesse, and a +0 to guard. Apparently, does that make you worse at guard, or
You're not a good defender.
no? The thief is opportunistic. We all know what thieves are. Yeah, so archer. An archer is a fighter with a deal of patience. Archers have honed their skills from humble roots, like sassafras, such as hunting, which might earn a living from. Though there are many ways the character might have taken up the bow, be it long, short, or cross. My bow is very cross.
It's got a little angry.
Hasn't been
carved
used in
into
years.
Into the handle.
Knights. I think I've actually done them a slight disservice. There doesn't appear to be any... knights, it's just someone who might fight from horseback, I think. Brawlers are barbarians. Staggered swing. Loud distraction. Brawlers resolve. Ooh. Then thief. Charmer, the bard. Sweet talker, spitting venom. And traitorous wound. Ooh, dear. Schemer. Or the pickpocket. Schemer. Finally, one that doesn't really have a direct crossover to D&D. Yeah, but that's a special kind of rogue. And then mage. And we have light mage, or chaos mage, or dark mage. Again, not so much of the crossover to D&D, which I kind of like.
The dark mage is the Americano of coffees in the mage world.
I mean, it's got to be chaos mage, right? If you're going to be mage.
You got your latte, you got your topped up long macchiato, and then your Americano.
So, mages are strong-willed, resilient in the face of days of study, and passionate about their magical growth. I have a magical growth. Red version, not black. Hang on, what are we watching? Sister always got sassafras and Sasquatch growing up. That's what she got being Saskia. It's kind of licorice flavoring. It's kind of similar. Oh!
I'm intrigued. It's
Like anise? Yeah. More like cherry sweet jelly flavoring? Okay.
I imagine it's one of those flavors that's hard to describe because it is its own flavor.
Yeah, it's like Coke flavor. You know.
Yeah.
Arcane magnetic pulse, magic orb, and magic guard. A shield glittering light surrounds you, or one target of your choosing. Add 3 points to you or the target's guard until the end of your next turn. That's pretty cool.
Oh, here you go. Common flavorings that are kind of added in are vanilla caramel, wintergreen, black cherry bark, licorice root, sarsaparilla root, nutmeg, acacia, anise, molasses, cinnamon, sweet birch, and honey. There you go.
Vitality Lance. Shot of dark energy moves through the battlefield, piercing your opponent. Roll Spirit against your opponent's guard, and if it succeeds, roll 1d6 damage and use this to heal you or your partner in an equal amount. That's cool. I reckon one of us should be a mage.
Oh, I was going to stick my hand up and say I would like to be a mage.
Very well. So Light Mage has Healing Spell. Chaos Mage has Shocking Strike, Black Hole, which is cool. An Illusionary Duplicate. Light Mage has Healing Spell, Light, a ball of light summoned to your side, illuminating the dark and holding the creatures back that live there. Requiring them to roll... Before you start your turn, you can blind your opponent. Requiring them to roll 1d6 to determine which of the character, player, or non-player on the turn order they attack. Oh, that's cool. Blooming Restraint. Fueled by your golden light of your magic, the earth begins to erupt with new life. Plants grow and twist around your opponent, limiting their movement and reducing their guard by 3.
So that's a cross between two little...
Kind of like Druid.
Yeah.
Hey, Absalom deck! And then you got Vitality Lance, Call of the Dead, and Grasp of Fate, so Necromancer. Call of the Dead, Whispers of Ghosts, and you can only get one, though, of these. Presumably, you're a very low level, you only get 2 spells. Mm. So you get Call of the Dead, Grasp of Fate. You reach out and stop the Wheel of Fate, choosing a path in the narrative that fits best for you. Roll Strength and subtract this amount from the opponent's action roll. Choose any ability between this and the original result.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Call of the Dead, Whispers of Ghosts of the past fill the air around your opponent. Until the end of your next turn, the opponent takes double the amount of damage they would.
That's alright.
That's pretty cool too. And then basic spells are Magic Orb, a single magical blast. Roll Spirit against the opponent's guard. If the success, roll 1d6 damage. Arcane Magic Pulse. Magnetic Pulse, rather. Use your magic to emit a magical pulse of energy that can pull one target personal item towards your side. 1d6 and move the target that many spaces toward you.
That's cool.
And Magic Shield, which is the shield spell. Magic Guard. Magical Guard.
Cool.
Yeah? You like to be a mage?
Yeah, I'm going to be a mage, so +2 spirit.
Spirit and +1 to guard. And guard is there. I want to be guard. Or guard.
The only trouble with this is my handwriting's not always...
That's okay. Become the Necrodancer.
Oh, so it's similar to Coke.
Oh, it's like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper.
See, I've never tried Dr. Pepper. I've only had the alcoholic cocktail shot.
Yeah, Flaming Dr. Pepper,
Flaming
which
Dr.
actually
Pepper?
is got none in it.
But it's meant to taste like Dr. Pepper.
It does.
But I've never drunk Dr. Pepper, so I can neither confirm nor deny whether the experience was...
You summon a black hole at the foot of your opponent, locking the opponent in their position. It's not nearly as dangerous as it sounds. They're basically just stuck.
Yeah, but then you can just stick someone in place while your beefier companion wails on them.
Shocking Strike, a bolt of raw magic. Okay, you know what I want to do? I want to do... okay, if you're gonna be a mage, I'll be a fighter. And we can Castlevania this.
So instead of Trevor Belmont,
I'll be
Carmichael Sassa Fras.
Of the famous Sassa Fras vampire hunters.
And what was the...
I'm trying to remember what her name was.
I'm having a total blank with her.
Cypher?
Cypher!
Yeah. Sassa and Fras. I'll be Fras.
I'm Sassa.
Sassa and Fras. Yes.
This is what you've done, Rootable Beers. Campaign will be forever defined.
Sounds like a really shit black hole. Yeah, it is. New Zealand or UK? How do you mean? We're in Australia. I am Fras. Frasparella. Yes. Frasparella. There you go.
I live with this.
And I am a fighter. I think I'm a brawler.
Yeah.
I'm not an archer, and I'm not a knight.
Well,
I don't think I'm a knight.
If I'm being Cypher, I need to be light.
Yeah? So, healing spell, light, or blooming restraint. I could see her as a chaos mage.
Illusionary duplicate, shocking strike, black hole.
The magic is primal and follows the nature of physics. Neither light or dark, the chaos mage sits firmly on the fence. That sounds uncomfortable. Do you have dandelion and burdock? Yeah. No.
Chaos mage sounds like a title I should hold. Be the chaos mage.
Yes. Thank you, yes. Or healing spell, light and booming restraint. She's definitely not a necro mage.
No, I think light.
Yep, okay. So, which one? Magic orb is very basic bitch. Healing spell is very useful, I would imagine. Or being able to blind people. Thing is, healing spell is 3 AP, and I don't know how the game works yet. But I feel like 3 AP, it takes a lot of effort to do it. Whereas light is easy.
Blooming restraint is fun, though.
Yeah, that's true. If you want something with a fair amount of utility. Reduces their guard by 3. It'd be handy, like, double teaming people.
I think I'll go.
Cooking food from Necronomicon.
Where do I write my spells down? Probably on the back.
Ability description. Category. Origin, class, archetype, backstory collected.
Well, it's abilities, isn't it? It's light mage abilities.
So. Once you have chosen one of these classes, you should then choose the archetype. You will then receive one ability from each class list and an ability from your archetype list.
Shall we do this one at a time to make it less confusing?
So I don't keep jumping backwards and forwards. Well, seeing as you've already decided, so let's progress forwards a little bit. Origins. Oh, so you could also get stuff from that as well, from your
just
origin.
Flip back for a sec, because so I get +1 spirit for being
a light mage. Yep.
Okay, origin.
The origins of your character are where they spent the last decade of focus, whether they have spent their time in training, plying a trade, or simply existing in a way that fits them best. Your character's humble origins will certainly have made an impression on the way they face the world and bring them with them their own unique set of skills. Merchant, farmer, cook, crafter, guard, wanderer, probably that.
Yeah.
Performer. I don't think. Hermit, beastmaster, teacher, scholar. It's also good. Criminal, gardener, deadly nightshade. Poison is everywhere, and you know exactly where to find it. Who knew the gardeners were that scary? Yeah, gardeners have a dope ability. Criminal, flanking attack, sneak attack. Neat. If you succeed, roll a 1d6 damage. Scholar, find the weakness, applying your skills and research to recall knowledge about those you know about your opponent's weaknesses and exploit it. Describe a weakness that to your opponent and how you might physically attack it whilst your attack doesn't seem to do damage. For the next 3 turns, the opponent's guard is reduced by 1d6. That's huge.
That's handy.
That could be huge. Beastmaster, then you get an animal companion. Your animal companion of your choosing leaps to your defense. If you are attacked, you may roll finesse. If the result beats the opponent's guard, roll 1d6. Oh, that's cool.
It's a bad moment. You could create Geralt and have Roach.
Or Wanderer, lay of the land. You quickly grasp what the battlefield looks like and many advantages you might have within it. Name a medium terrain item such as a fallen branch, shallow trench, or a boulder and describe how this item disrupts the movement as you use it as a tool or trap. The opponent cannot move this turn. So you can just lock people down, but you already have an ability that can do that. My call would be... I seriously want Gardener for me, even though it doesn't fit at all. Scholar. Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of pluses to spirit is the only thing.
Scholar, well, you are a mage, so you're rolling spirit to make your attacks. Like, if you take Magic Orb, which I would recommend because it's an attack ability, and it's roll spirit against the opponent's guide. You want to have lots of spirit. You just always hitting. Always be spiriting. Power gaming already. Criminal gardener. Guerrilla gardening to the max. Magical Lypleurodon has an animal companion.
Oh, you could have so much fun being like just an evil criminal gardener.
Well, criminal and gardener are both origins. You can't have both. Yet.
I'm just hearing that, maybe we should just, go a little crazy with this shit at some point.
Well, look. So one I heard of recently.
So is that my origin?
Yeah, I think so. So you are.
Or is this my backstory?
This is your origin. Is the same. It's not a backstory. Oh. I think this backstory is something you fill in your own self.
Oh, okay. So
its origin is what you've spent the last decade doing.
A scholar.
Or teacher could work if you like. Your opponent moves are predictable. You always know what is coming. On your turn, roll your opponent's ability roll and reveal the result to the pair of you. You may communicate as characters what your next moves will be knowing this, and you can use a second ability this turn. Nah. Yeah, Scholar. Find the weakness. Sorry. Do you want something to write on?
I'm trying to use his armrest as a desk, and he keeps putting his
Sorry, I keep using my armrest as an armrest.
Yeah, there's like a gazillion books up here. I'll use one of them.
Well, this is a little box that's just perfect for this. It's even got roll table for 2 written on it. I'm thinking of doing a Beastmaster Ranger where my pet is a blink dog using the sidekick leveling up system. Ooh. Yeah? Cool. Like it. Just right on Josh's arm.
I don't know if pencil would stick.
Yeah.
Unless I really stab him with it, do a little stick poke tattoo.
So find the weakness is your ability from your origin.
I'll put these on the back. So I have Mage Orb.
What's this item name?
Well, there's no spell bit. So I had.
I'm pretty sure it's down the bottom. I'm pretty sure origin is this, an ability description. You wrote it in there.
Okay. So.
Find the weakness. Applying your skills and research, you recall the knowledge you know about your opponent's weaknesses and exploit it. Describe a weakness to your opponent and how you might physically attack it. Whilst your attack doesn't seem to do damage, for the next 3 turns, your opponent's guard is reduced by 1d6. And it just works as well. Even better, just tattoo my arm. I would be covered in tattoos if I was not a professional actor, and that would be really bad for my job. Really want to be a gardener.
So what was my class ability?
So your class ability, were we saying Magic Orb?
Yeah, Magic Orb.
Which is roll spirit against opponent's guard. If successful, 1d6 damage.
Cool. 1 AP. Spirit versus guard.
Be a fighter gardener. You fight hedges constantly. I mean, yeah, I just do aggressive topiary at people. Yeah. Trevor Belmont, but he spent the last... Yeah, because he got kicked out of his family home.
And...
Fras Perella. And then you were going to be a light mage, blooming restraint, or healing spell?
I was going with blooming restraint.
Yeah. Fueled by the golden light of your magic, limits your opponent's movement and reduces their guard by 3. Limiting their movement. And reducing their guard. Presumably both by 3? So movement and guard reduced by 3?
Limit their movement, reducing their guard by 3.
Farmer. Sack throw. You wrap your hands around your opponent's body or limb and use your strength to hurl them to the ground. Roll a contested strength check with your opponent. On a success, you fling your opponent onto their back, halving their guard until your next turn. That's Farmer's ability. I'm constantly fighting in my garden and losing. I do reasonably well in our garden.
See, I start from the assumption that the garden has already won, and my best bet for getting out alive is to just stay away from it. Less plants die that way as well. Fras's petty trait is when someone annoys them, they plant wild mint in their garden.
Yep.
Oh, I missed
toxic,
our
but not
unkillable mint.
Yeah, all of our mints since then have not done well.
Yeah, we had an unkillable mint, and now all our mint just...
What was eventually it was killed, but it was killed by being used in cooking. Not a rabbit. For every story that is told, your backstory may be different. You will be able to pick the backstory from your character's share within the first chapter of the book. Pick the backstory that your characters share within the first chapter of the storybook. When making this decision, it is a moment for the two of you as players to perhaps share and discuss how your characters came to have this backstory and what exactly happened. You will gain one ability from this backstory that goes with the character sheet, and this ability will change when the story tells you.
Cool. So that you put
That's
it in
neat. Sweeping up dust doesn't count as a garden. True. Hit points. Your hit points are representative of your character's health in the game. Oh, I did wonder. Whenever an opponent does damage to you, or you do to it, it is the hit points that are depleted. You must subtract points from here when you take damage or add them when you are healed. But you cannot go above the maximum points you have at the start of the session. When you start out the story, your hit points will begin at 20.
Regardless.
Cool. I like that. So the mage is no squishier than the fighter. 20. Regardless of class, origin, or backstory, as you progress through the story, you will become rest points at the end of sessions where you can regain any ability points and hit points. If your hit points fall to 0, your character will have died. And you need to consult the "So You Died" page at the storybook for what happens whilst your partner continues the contest. Guard. Your guard is the score for how well your character is able to defend themselves. Everyone starts with 5 guard at the beginning of a character creation, but depending on which class or background you pick, you may have to add or subtract an amount to get what your character's guard actually is. For example, a fighter gets +2 guard, which would make the character have a guard of 7, but a thief has a +0 in guard, which would make it 5. As you play the game, you may notice many abilities can temporarily raise or lower your guard, making it harder or easier for an opponent to hit you. How opponents hit you and how guard is used in contests will be explained more in playing the game. Fighting foes. Skills. Diplomacy, strength, finesse, awareness, and spirit are all skills that affect how your character will be able to approach certain situations. Whether it is a challenge within your story, the story narrative, or an ability that requires you to roll a test of that skill to attack an opponent, these skills will be used in this aspect of the game. Within these spaces in your character sheet, you should write any additional points that you have in these skills due to class archetype, origin, and backstory. These skills start at 0 and add more as you go along, with the potential to earn more points in the story. For example, would be a thief, charmer archetype, with the wanderer origin would have a +2 in diplomacy at the start of the game and would be able to add 2 to any diplomacy rolls. Your skills can only go up to a +5 before they max out.
I already have +4 for spirit.
Nice.
So my spirit's almost maxed out already.
Your abilities are chosen from the different areas of your character creation listed in the character sheet. These abilities are moves that can be made in a contest and cost ability points to use. AP. Yep. Every ability has its own conditions for use, and some may cost more than points to use than others. The point cost is relative to the power of the ability. When you reach the end of a session, you may swap any of your class and class archetype abilities, so long as you stick to the class and archetype category you have chosen. So if you find you don't like it, you can swap.
At the end of the first booklet, I can...
Does this mean that Sassa has spirit fingers?
That's how I cast magic.
Yeah. Hey, Mooncloud.
It's like all those spirit fingers.
we are having a look at a roll table for two, a very pretty little booklet.
We're filling in our character sheets.
I love that it's also got another copy at the back of the book, so you can just reprint those off. Who is your character? What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Okay. When you end a session, you can When you can also collect abilities in the storybook. At the beginning of the game, this space will remain empty, but when you come to the end of your first session, you should be able to choose an ability to take with you into the next session. These will help your characters feel like they are changing and growing in the world around them. I like that. This is neat. How and when to use your abilities will be covered in the game Fighting Foes. Playing the game Fighting Foes. Ability points. These are points that you spend to use any of your abilities in a contest. At the start of a story, your character begins with 15 ability points, and this will grow as your character progresses through the story and learns new abilities. At the start of a session, your ability points and hit points will be refilled to the maximum amount. Okay.
So 15 to start with.
15. That is not how I would have guessed this worked. African or European? I don't know that. At the end of your session will be refilled. If your character runs out of ability points before the opponent is defeated, they will be exhausted and on the verge of fainting. You can still narrate your turns as your character is unable to help, but you are unable to make any abilities or move. Ooh, so it's very much resource management.
Don't blow all your ability points.
It's like playing a wizard, but for everybody. Who is your character? What was their childhood like? Did your character have any dreams of what they would be when they grew up? What kind of characteristics does your character have? What is their greatest fear? What is the key to your character's heart? And there is a paragraph about each one. That was a whole 2-page spread that I read. Playing the game. Telling the story. Once you have created your characters and began to tell the story, before you have begun, you can have already opened the storybook to read the introducing the story and backstory chapters of your character creation, but now you can progress to the first session. What are sessions? Sessions are like chapters of a book, but act as segments of the game that you can play and then take a break from at the end of it. This way, if you want to, you can just play one session for the day, or you can play a few. But you don't need to feel like you have to complete the whole storybook in one go. At the end of each session, your characters get a level up and get to rest. At the beginning of a session, your characters should have maximum hit points and ability points. So each of these bookies is theoretically 15 AP. That would be chapter 2, though. So, and this one's slightly thicker as well. The meeting point is a big boy. It's 70 pages, 73 pages long. That's chunky. But presumably, because it's the beginning of an adventure, it's got that backstory shit at the beginning.
Oh, there's a bit of choose your own adventure.
Yeah,
going on here.
absolutely.
Oh. This is cool. I used to love choose your own adventure books as a kid, by the way. Loved them.
I mean, I'm going to assume, given that everybody in chat is a D&D fiend of some sort or another, we probably all did, I would have thought. That's probably a common theme.
Because I did ballet as a kid, I actually had a ballerina choose your own adventure book, where you had to navigate the dance school without like one of the girls like sabotages your shoes or like tries to make you late for your audition and all this stuff. So
bitch.
It's a bit bitchy in retrospect, but I really liked it at the time. But yeah, one of the stories, you find your point shoes floating in the sink. Dun dun dun.
Okay. Storytelling with your characters. Going through the first session, take turns to read aloud the story on the pages. There will be prompted places within the written word for you to talk about your characters and what they are doing, but feel free to add your own improvised details of what your characters say between each other and any internal thoughts. Whilst the storybook provides a structure for your character's journey, it is important to remember that for the most part, this game is an improvisation game, and you're allowed to choose for yourself at any event. If any events happen in and around the story, there is no winning at this game. It's not it is not competitive between the two of you, or even you against the book. It is simply about, I don't know, I can set fire to the book. The book can't do that to me. Hey, Bishop Blood, good to see you. Sabotage your point, Suze. What an expensive prank. I know, right?
That's like $100 in that freaking sink. More or less.
Are they ruined if they're wet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see, like, if you ever watch those, like, prepping a point shoe videos, like, some dancers will, like, selectively dampen a bit of the shoe.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't want to actually get the whole shoe wet.
Right.
Because then it'll lose its structural integrity.
Mm.
It's basically paper mache, but
really?
super fancy with layers of fabric and glue and shit.
The rules of the game are structure are there to help make the experience unique within the storybook. Each experience unique within the storybook, but it is your game at the end of the day, and if there is a decision you would prefer, feel free to edit your own story. That's cool. Wet point shoes are not a fun time.
No.
Yeah.
That's why, like, ballet teachers will, like, lecture you to the blue in the face about not wearing your dance shoes anywhere except the dance studio.
Yeah.
And that's all your dance shoes, not just your point shoes.
Skill rolls. There are places in the book that provide certain challenge or random encounter events. These challenges will allow you to make a skill roll, or in some circumstances you might be able to use an ability outside of a contest. When you are invited to make a skill roll, roll 1d6 and add the modifier in the relevant skill. Your result should be somewhere between 1 and 11. Depending on the skill level required, the result may be easier or harder to reach. So an easy test, a 1 is a fail, a 2 to 4 is a moderate, a 5 to 8 is a success, and a 9 to 11 is lucky as fuck. Intermediate tests...
Josh had as fuck, by the way.
Fail. Basically, the intermediate and expert tests, it changes the levels. Fail becomes more likely the more you get. Where moderate and success decrease and lucky gets...
Hey, this basically means I can't fail spirit rolls. Because I have +4.
Nice. You can only ever get a moderate, even on expert spirit stuff. That's nice. The results for each test will be explained in the storybook. You can choose to either go ahead with a challenge because your character would choose to, or because you have weighed up the chances of getting a success with your skills, whichever feels more like the more enjoyable route for you. Items. You will gain items throughout your adventures. Most items have benefits to the owner, so you may choose between the two, who between the two of you gets to wear or own each item. Some items come with abilities that you can use in contests. Those abilities cost 0 AP.
Excellent.
But must use your turn to be used. Fighting foes. There will be more than a few contest scenes in the storybook. Contests are when you either begin a fight or when a scene requires a complex challenge or ability or skill. These challenges might look like a chase scene, a rescue of a timed race to a finish line. Whenever you enter a contest, you will be given a map within the book or a suggested layout of the battlefield that you can use either as your own battle map with miniatures or theater of the mind. Rules involving movement here can be flexibly described rather than rigid. Cool. You can place your characters within the battlefield where their beginning point is marked and begin the process of overcoming a contest. Rolling the run order. Roll order, all you need to do is 1d6 plus your awareness. Whoever has the highest score gets to go first. And so on until both characters and all opponents are in place. Taking your turn. There are 2 simple things you can do in your turn. Move and use an ability. To move, you need to roll a 1d6. The result tells you how many squares on the battlefield you can move. You can only move forwards or sideways. Moving diagonal would require your token to move 2 squares. Some abilities require you to be away from the opponent to use ranged, or others require you to be standing next to them. Melee. You can choose to move either before or after your ability. So, for example, your locking people down ability is a melee attack, I'm pretty sure. Your Grasp of Fate? No, the other one. Blooming Restraint is not a melee. I apologize.
Doesn't appear to have.
Nope, doesn't.
Cool.
One of them does. One of these spell ones does. Or was it in the Origins? It might have been in the Origins. It was. Deadly Nightshade is a melee ability. where you poison people.
You can be up close and personal.
Obviously. It was like, eat this! I'm staying over here, though. Have fun! Bishop Blood. And by the time you break them in, they're like 2 days away from breaking such a small window. Yeah. Tap shoes on tiles or...
I don't actually mind tap shoes on concrete. Sounds kind of cool. I'm an outlier.
Concrete, yes. Tiles, no.
No, I'd be too worried about breaking the tiles.
I saw a ballet once with 2 friends. We're the only people there to see it, but they were still performed. It was like our own special performance. They were brilliant. Oh, lovely. Sweary dancing, autocorrect.
Kind of reminds me of Josh used to be what is called a supernumerary in the opera, which is basically a non-singing member of the chorus. Because the chorus members can't be expected to sing and act at the same time, so they have the supernumeraries.
They're not allowed
to keep things interesting.
They're also, if they're singing, they have to be looking at the conductor, and everybody just stops moving and looks at the conductor, and everything just dies on stage. So there's just like 5 or 6 of us who are just there to keep acting,
keep the movement going,
and able to turn our backs on the conductor sometimes.
But I meant to go to the previews. So there'd only be like a couple dozen people in the audience, and then they'd do the opera.
Well, that's not jarring. Yeah, exactly. It's exceptionally jarring. Park and bark, but not.
Oh, you saw Faust. Ah, dope.
Nice. Taking your turn. To move, you roll a d6. You can move that far. But you cannot split the movement up with an ability. You can move either before or after your ability, but you can't move 3, attack, move 3.
Yeah.
To use an ability, you need to check through the chosen abilities you have on your character sheet and choose one for this turn that you find useful to your you or your partner. When you use the ability, deduct the ability points required first, then follow the instructions of the ability. Whether it is a success or failure, your ability points remain deducted. Oh. If your ability points fall to 0 before they can be refilled, your character will grow weak and unable. So actually, you have to have 1, otherwise you can't participate. So you actually only have 14, not 15.
You can sacrifice that 1 if you're near the end and you think it will give your companion.
Yeah, if you just need that one last bit, yeah.
And basically, you take it in turns to do the opponent's turn.
Yeah. Gives you a roll table, a set of skills for your opponents. On its contest pages, there is no one to play the opponent, so you'll be both taking turns to do so. You can choose who goes first with the dice roll or rock, paper, scissors. It's important to remember that this is not you playing against each other. When one or the other rolls the opponent's dice, they are randomly determined results. Follow the next few steps when taking the opponent or obstacle's turn.
Basically, don't get mad at the person you're playing with if they hurt you.
Roll 1d6 to determine which character the opponent uses his ability roll on. Sure. Before the roll, choose one of your opponent's one of your characters is odds, and which one is evens. Neat. And whichever the dice lands on is the resulting choice. Some opponents may automatically target those closest to them, so be sure to read the individual contest rolls. If it is able to, move this chosen character. Roll 1d6 to determine the spaces the opponent can move. If it cannot reach the character, it will move as close as possible. Roll the ability table. If it meets the requirements to complete the ability, then follow the instructions. This is very like Gloomhaven in terms of how to determine what they are.
So...
Brendan and I played it. That was what we were doing.
Yeah, I remember this.
The opponent's turn ends when they have done these things. Good.
Excellent. Love it.
Do they move if they can't attack?
Guess that's up to you.
As in, like, if they're already in melee with somebody, presumably they do not move.
Presumably. It doesn't say you have to.
Unless they kill somebody, then they move on to the next one. Beating the guard. When you and your opponent... Never beat off a guard. I mean, it's a good way to get in places. When you or your opponent use an ability on someone, the roll you make may need to beat the target's guard. Your guard acts as a kind of shield on these abilities. If the roll does not exceed the number your guard is at, then the success effects will not be made against you. Yeah, obviously.
So my guard is 6, so anyone attacking me will have to roll.
The defending party will win a tie. So actually, it's not equals beats. You have to actually be
Equals losers.
equals losers. If you have a guard of 7 and the result, including all skill modifiers, is 8, then it will have succeeded. But a 7 is still a fail. Ending the contest. Contest ends when either requirements are met. Either the requirements are met or the opponent is defeated. This has been well spell checked as well, because I was like, is that a spell check? No, I just need to finish the sentence. Some opponents may have abilities on their table that end the contest, such as running away, fainting, or surrendering. Whatever way the contest ends, you may now continue the storybook as instructed. Can you continue this? I just need to go and blow my nose.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Sneaky peeky with the glamorous life.
Whatever way the contest ends, you may now continue the storybook as instructed. At the end of most opponent-based contests, you'll be offered a reward. Follow the instructions on your page as your characters claim a reward for their effort in the fight. The characters can fail the contest one of 3 ways. They can fail to meet the requirement when both characters run out of ability points, or when both characters' hit points reach 0. For the first 2 circumstances, the storybook will describe the results of the failure and how the game continues. But when both characters die, you will need to consult the So You Died page of the storybook together. Not all deaths are final in this game, but there is still a chance your character may have an adventurer's death. Just like the book mentioned before, this is your game. If you are unhappy with the ending of your character here, you can choose between the 2 of you to make your own path and choose another option that is better fitting. So you can nope death if it's going to be super unsatisfying for the narrative, and frankly, I respect that.
I like it too, because I have a well-known and oft.
Ooh, if you have overcome your opponent in combat, the contest will instruct you to roll on the loot table for the spoils you can take for your
Sweet.
It says there's maps. You can also print out the maps from the website. They do suggest that.
That's that.
And
that's
kind of the end, where you can, and then it says ready to play.
Yeah.
If you have read this far, you should have all the information you need to play. This book is always here if you need a reminder or help with how to play the game, but feel free to set it aside for now and get started in your next adventure.
Okay, I'm gonna...
It also comes with a helpful glossary of terms.
This is the worst eraser ever. That didn't erase shit.
You gotta use the softer side. There's a pun in there. Someone come up with a pun. So advantage. When you're asked to roll advantage, you may roll your dice twice, take the highest result. Disadvantage, the reverse. Ability points. The points you must spend to use an ability in the game. Contests. Events that happen within storybooks require you to use dice to see which character wins, often look like combat. TTRPG, shorthand for tabletop role-playing game. This is a role-playing game that can typically be played face-to-face through speech and writing, though many can do so online. Oh boy, can they!
Never heard of it. You can play online?
Yeah, apparently. You can just go on the internet and play these things.
What, on like a live streaming service?
Yeah.
Like people do with video games?
Yeah, apparently so.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it's got very meta very quickly, sorry.
RPG is shorthand for role-playing game. Oh wow, that is taking shape.
That's what I did today.
It's a game where the player typically takes on the role of the character, performing their choices in the structure of the game before them. Class refers to your character's chosen set of abilities. Origin, the job or lifestyle your character had that formed a major part of their life.
Yeah.
Backstory, the defining moment, which we have yet to determine.
I think we figured all of this out. Can I have the book? Because I'd like to finish writing my character sheet.
I'm just skimming through the glossary. So
Yeah,
anything
it's handy.
worth noting,
Yeah. So Fras Perella, either a knight or a brawler. I kind of like the idea of being a knight gardener.
The puns write themselves.
A knight is a fighter with courage and will to face up to their adversaries unflinchingly, even poorly trimmed hedgerows. Knights are well trained and they may have learned their skills in the employ of the kingdom's army, and military training with strict drill and tests has given the knight the ability to form well-executed strikes. However, your character might have learnt these skills elsewhere, perhaps from a special teacher with equally strict methods. The knight's fighting style is powerful and precise, and without strong spirit, Many foot soldier might cower before an enemy. Build momentum, pinpoint strike, parry.
Parry.
Thrust! Lunge!
See, my character in There Be Dragons, available on all good podcasting platforms, has parry. And I forget to use it so much. It's actually quite handy, and I just straight up forget I can do it. Every now and again I'm like, oh yeah, I parry! Take that!
I'm going to take Battle Medic. Straight up.
Yeah.
You take a brief moment to tend you or your partner's injuries in the heat of battle. Roll 1d6 and add it to the relevant person's hit points. Seeing as you can't heal for shit, I guess I will.
No, I just blast things with my magic orbs.
You make a precise strike on the opponent. Roll strength against their guard. If your number is greater than your opponent's guard, then roll 1d6 for damage. Recommended skills, strength, awareness, and spirit. So I have a +1 in strength from being a fighter.
Mm-hmm. +2 guard.
And a +2 in guard, which makes my guard 7. Then I'm going to take, from my class, I will take Battle Medic.
You say Battle Medic, and I just think of that horrible episode of Band of Brothers where you follow the medic in that. The Battle of the Bulge? Is the Battle of the Bulge?
Yes.
Yes.
Bastone.
And the poor guy is just going from, like, dirty hole to dirty hole.
Begging for morphine and scissors.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have morphine or scissors. And I'm like, everything about this is upsetting. War is messed up.
Roll 1d6. Add to the relevant person's HP. And then... I kind of like Brawler, though.
Yeah, then you get staggered swing, loud distraction.
You get a loud shout, or begin beating your sword against your shield to distract your opponent from your partner. The opponent must take their next turn against you. Ooh, that's neat. You advance to attack and feint to the side just before you strike, throwing your opponent's concentration off for a moment before completing an attack. Roll strength against your opponent's awareness and roll 1d6 damage for each point you beat them by. Staggered swing. I'm a brawler. I think if it's Trevor, he's definitely a brawler.
Oh.
Staggered swing.
I was about to say something about if anyone in chat had watched all of what's it called? Castlevania, and how they felt about that ending. But then I realised if we talk about it, anyone in chat who wants to go and vote Castlevania, massive fucking spoilers.
But seriously, great
show.
So Brawler gets another +1 to strength. That'll be a 2. And yeah, staggered swing. Roll strength against your opponent's awareness. Roll strength against awareness, which I like as a stat. You're only going to have 5 stats.
Yeah.
Diplomacy, strength, finesse, awareness, and spirit are a pretty good spread, actually. And awareness is a very useful thing.
That's a good way for, like, awareness. Like, how alert are you?
Yeah, because
Does coffee exist in this gameplay system, and can I exploit it?
Because in Teens in Space, you have to say roll flight. Like, there isn't really a perception ability. It's because is it brains? Not really. You don't see shit because you're smart, but you also don't see it because you're charming. And it's fight, flight, brawns, brain, charm, and what's the other one?
Did you say flight already, or these?
It's fight and flight, brawn and brain, charm, and one other thing that I can't remember now.
Guess it's not
awareness, and roll 1d6 damage for each point you beat them by is crazy. 1d6 for each point.
Basically, you feint and then you bash him in the face. My preferred method of winning fights.
No, it's sort of like
By Jew, like, I'll tell anyone who'll listen about how much fun it was having a bar brawl in D&D.
Yes, you will.
The best time. Smashed a chair over a guy's head, threw another one out a window. I believe I even got to drop the which one of you bitches wants to dance.
You did. You absolutely did. Hermit. Hide and seek. You hide. Make a contested awareness roll against your opponent. If you succeed, the opponent... so hermits get +1 awareness. If your opponent... Yeah, if you succeed, the opponent cannot make an action against you until your next turn. That's neat. Gardener. It's got to be Gardener.
You just really want to poison people.
Deadly Nightshade. It's so good. Or Criminal. Flanking attack.
Look, you talked up the Gardener. So
yeah, it's got to be Gardener. Hey.
It's got to be the Gardener. You know?
Yeah.
You can't just...
Origin, Gardener, for some reason.
It's how, chills out after a long, hard day of fighting vampires. Heads off.
That's it.
Just goes and tends to his garden, plants some herbs.
Guard. So Deadly Nightshade.
And all the plants are poisonous.
Poison is everywhere, and you know exactly where to find it. Using either some clippings on your person or something taken from the battlefield around you, you manage to push something poisonous into the opponent's mouth. Roll awareness against the opponent's strength. If you succeed, for the next 3 turns, roll 1d6 to their health automatically. That's huge. For some reason, I have you guys on in the background while I'm doing some chores, and every few seconds you guys are setting my Google Assistant off. Hey Google, stop listening.
Hey Google, play death metal.
Nice. It's like whenever I'm talking to my dog and my phone's like, what?
It doesn't do it all the time. Your phone's surprisingly inattentive.
Yeah.
Which is really quite surprising.
I'd like to know that, though. That's great. Like, knowing that my phone doesn't listen.
We're always shouting Siri in this house. Because the damn dog for the last few days has just decided that everybody who lives on an adjoining fence to us is the enemy and must be barked at regularly, lest they forget that she is, in fact, the dominant force in their lives, despite being 7 kilos of floof and 1 brain cell. So there's been a lot
that she gets to use on alternate Sundays.
And she does this particularly aggressive sprint towards the fence where she almost like gets down in a squat and then like scooches towards the fence at top speed. It's hilarious. And then she barks and then one of us goes, Sarah. And then she, skulks inside looking all guilty. It's like, oh no, I didn't shout again.
So presumably if you're rolling awareness against your opponent's strength, your opponent will also roll.
Yeah, so the enemy will roll a strength save and you will roll an awareness attack. And your awareness must be higher than their strength, otherwise they bat the poisonous
like,
leaves.
No, I want to eat the leaves. Why do you keep trying to feed me? My professor in an online classroom managed to open my garage door once using Google. I have so many questions. Like, why? How?
I got in trouble at a friend's house because all their lights were rigged to their Alexa. So if you wanted to turn a light on, you had to say, Alexa, turn on kitchen lights or whatever. And you weren't meant to use the switches on the wall, because if you turn it off on the wall, then the Alexa can't turn the light on. But, backwards little old me who just kept forgetting I had to ask the artificial intelligence to turn the lights on, kept using the switches, and then kept getting in trouble because I turned all the lights on. And I was like, what if I get up in the middle of the night and I need to turn a light on? Am I just going to stand in the middle of the house going, Alexa, turn hallway light on?
What was my origins? Oh, that is my origin. Oh, that's not my backstory. Never mind.
Yeah, we haven't done backstory yet.
Yeah, and then collected is something else.
Yeah, that's from the adventure.
Yeah, I just did the wrong way around. Never mind.
Aw, hey MVCDM. Look
hey,
at
buddy.
You subscribing to our channel.
Bloody champion.
Oh, and O'Sullivan Kate has turned up just in time to slay some vicious bots in our chat. Welcome.
Merci.
We do like watching those bots be decapitated.
Subs, not dubs.
And we are character creating in Roll Table for Two.
Yeah.
Of Fights and Fancy.
So
I am Mike Moans.
I am Frasparella, a fighter, a brawler gardener.
Whereas I am Sassa, a light mage scholar. With lots of spirit and not much else.
So you're +4 in spirit.
+4 in spirit and nothing else.
And then 1 guard.
And 1 guard. So I have no bonuses for diplomacy.
I'm +2 in strength and 1 in awareness, but none in and +2 in guard, but nothing else. Cool. All right. Well, would you like to? Shall we begin?
Sure. Let's have a
try.
look.
I mean, we can have a look at the one because it'll have backstories and stuff at the beginning as well. And we've only been going for like an hour. Okay. Session 0. Right. Introducing the story. Welcome to the first storybook in your game. Roll table for 2. A Tale of Malice follows typical hero's journey in the battle of light versus darkness. Oh, boring. Your characters will join the story as 2 simple townsfolk. Nothing simple about me. I'm a gardener. And will end up trying to save the kingdom by the end of the book. Fuck. Okay, great.
15 ability points.
If they should choose to, maybe the kingdom is like super messed up.
Yeah, maybe the king's an asshole.
Maybe it needs to burn.
Oh, anonymous gifter!
What's this? Semi Froggy now has a tier 1 sub, you bloody champion. Hype train.
Thank you.
Very bloody champions. Guys, thank you so much.
Good.
Anonymous gifter, you're an excellent individual. Thank you kindly.
We love anonymous gifters. Hang on, I'm going to put some heavy hypes in the chat.
Yeah, throw a little bit of hype up there.
Why can't I?
It's that, no, that one.
Well, that?
No, that one next to it. The one in between. Squares.
Squares?
Jesus. I really want to do this myself.
Do it yourself then!
It's because the hype train thing.
The hype train is blocking my ability.
Level 1 achieved! Another anonymous gift for Septic! Yay! I called dibs on claiming credit. Hype, hype, hype!
There we go.
There you go.
That's how Josh does it.
Guys, thank you so much. Oh, bless you, all of you.
I
Bless
feel
you,
loved and
folks.
appreciated.
Yes. The Kingdom of Benevoli?
Yeah? Benevole? Because you could go...
Or Benevol.
Benevole.
The Kingdom of Benevol. It's got to be Benevoli.
It's gotta be Benevole.
It's Benevoli. But... Benevoli sits in the valley of a great crater surrounded by rich and fertile land. Ooh.
That definitely doesn't have any ominous potential.
This is a peaceful kingdom ruled over by its current king, Elgar III. In this traditional feudal setting, many of the people of Benevoli lead a modest life. Traditional feudal setting and benevolent does not mix well. But sure. Live a modest life. Those with skills are valued in their communities, and a nobility is formed from the merchants that connect each of the towns and their supplies. Oh, I kind of like that. In the heart of the great crater sits the quartz capital, where the seat of the king can be found. But the king doesn't live there. It's just his chair is in the quartz capital. Everybody else... sorry, no, he probably does live there. It is a city built among giant shards of crystal. That makes sense. One of the other books is about that. Yeah, the Quartz Capital, Session 2.
Yeah.
The people live in the Kingdom of Benevoli are a diverse society of many beings, not just humans, but people who may appear elvish, dwarvish, gnome-like, or more. Princess Penelope of Benevoli? I hope so.
I'm Penelope Benevoli.
Yes, Penelope von Benevoli.
The Benevolopes of Benevolopoli.
Well, no, it's Penelopol of Benevolol. Benevol.
Penelope from the Benevolo. I can't even do it. Oh. This is the trick with throat lollies that make half your tongue numb, is you just really lose the ability to articulate.
Talk properly, yeah. My mum's name is Penelope. Not that I'm not saying, hey, stop ragging on people called Penelope. Penelope, yeah, of Benevole. Yes, exactly. We're on the same wavelength, Ellie. This reminds me of Penny, sweet girl, that one.
Yeah.
Not spooky at all. Nope, not ever.
Definitely didn't turn up, lurching towards my character, slowly.
Penny was sweet.
She was. She was also terrifying.
Also terrifying.
Yeah. I'm glad she's in a better place. Anyway, the scene...
A fictional character. Yeah.
Yeah. She's in a better place.
The characters in the storybook can appear however you wish them to. This is the story to make between the two of you. Anyone is welcome to participate. The Grimed. But all is not perfect in the world.
Horror.
At the far reaches of the crater looms an ominous presence. A dark army of shadow has gathered strength at the border of the kingdom, held at bay by the army's shields. That's not sustainable. The Grimed, as they came to be known by towns beside the border, are creatures that have been turned by this force. Monsters twisted and changed by the darkness beyond the border. Though the army does its duty to hold up the barrier against them, there have been tragedies where one or two have slipped past the ranks and turned villages to shadow in their path.
Well, isn't it lucky that I'm a light mage?
That's a Grime.
And I can yeet giant balls of light and things.
Yeah, that's great. Backstory. As part of your character creation process for A Tale of Malice, your characters will need to have a shared backstory. This is a point in your character's story so far that will have joined your character's fate together. It may be a time that changed them as a person or opened their eyes to something. Maybe it is simply common ground that your characters share. Choose one backstory between the two of you and take the ability skills related to you.
In their path. They just carry around a bathtub, shoving villagers into it. Oh! High train success!
Thank you everybody for who contributed to that high train, you bloody
you.
champions. 22% at level 2. Aww. I feel loved and appreciated, you bloody champions. We've all collected level 1 emotes.
Ooh.
What did they get? I got a little Squirtle.
There's a little cat. Is that a fish in a wig? Looks like a fish wearing a toupee.
Sure. Let's say it's that.
Julio's aquatic cousin.
There have been tragedies where one or two have slipped past the ranks and turned villagers to shadow in their baths.
Yeah, they carry their evil, evil bath, upending them on unsuspecting villagers.
Oh, it's a pigeon in an apron. Or just with a purple tummy.
It's kind of cute.
As part of your character creation for A Tale of Malice, your characters will need to... Have? Yes, I have.
You've read that whole paragraph,
Have I?
Josh? Yes.
You can follow the suggestions on how to show something under that theme. Your hometown was destroyed by the Grimed. A desperate move. 2 AP each.
3 AP each.
That's even worse. Add 1 to spirit and strength. You both trained together as children. You shared a special night together on the road. You became rivals growing up. You won't outshine me! You have fought side by side against a terrible monster on the road. This is kind of it. You take the left! You both move in a familiar pattern to a time almost forgotten until now. Just like that time, you find yourselves fighting side by side and know exactly what maneuver to make. Automatically roll 1d6 damage to your opponent each, and you may both roll with advantage and do double damage for the next 3 turns. That's dope. And you both get +1 strength and +1 awareness, which I'm already good at. Okay, so rivals growing up, fought side by side, fucked one time.
It's just a special night. Maybe it was a good night, or an awful one, but it won't be easy to forget. Maybe what happened that night is up for you to decide. Maybe it was intimate, maybe it was embarrassing, or maybe it was just important to you. So we could have banged, or we could have both eaten some bad food and spent the entire night just absolutely destroyed from either end and lived through that deeply humiliating experience, which is really
Or
good.
hometown was destroyed by the Grimed. Rush of panic and adrenaline fills you. Your eyes meeting across the battlefield with silent understanding, letting out a loud cry. You both charge at your opponent at the same time. The character whose turn this ability is used in will make a spirit roll against the creature's guard with advantage. If you are successful, both of you may roll 3d6 damage plus 1d6 damage for every additional ability point you burn. And that's 1 to strength and 1 to spirit. which would max your spirit
Max my spirit out.
I would say probably don't do that. I reckon you should get that from something else.
I think the most the fought together is probably the most.
I reckon. Disciplined attack. You both train together as children. Your honed and skills and trained discipline aren't easy to forget. Muscle memory. This is one diplomacy and a skill of your choice. That's good. Because I could put it in strength. A character whose turn this ability is used on can roll their highest skill against your opponent's guard. If successful, you may each roll a number of d6 equal to your own highest skills modifier in damage to the opponent. That would be 7 if I put my one point in strength.
Wow.
But it's 3 AP each, but these are all 3 AP. Except for this one, sharing a burden. That's just 3 AP. Your feelings about one another are not forgotten, and in the heat of battle, you can't let them slip away. When your partner is attacked in battle, you can activate this ability to sacrifice any number of points from your own guard before any temporary benefits to give them to your partner for the next 3 turns. At the end of those 3 turns, the points return to you.
Oh, so you can shield the other.
Yeah, but it costs 3 AP. Yeah, the rest are 3 AP each. You both roll advantage and do double damage. That's huge. I reckon it's got to be that. I reckon. I could be talked into trained together as children, but I think fought side by side. Yeah.
So that's our backstory.
That's why it doesn't say what you put it in, because it's already up there. Side by side. Civilian in the streets, soldier in the sheets. Exactly. Time to go to sleep. Good night, mother fluffers. Have fun raiding the castle. I don't know. I reckon we're gonna just go to have a bath. Like, that's what it sounds like. Good night, Ellie B.
Why is there a YouTube short of him eating boogers? Is there a YouTube short of...
I don't know.
Us eating boogers?
There probably isn't. Add 1 to strength and 1 to awareness.
Okay.
It's 3 strength for me. And 2 awareness. Nice.
So this is... AP. And what is it?
You take the left. Automatically roll 1d6 damage to your opponent each, and you may both roll with advantage and do double damage for the next 3 turns. It's huge. Auto 1d6 damage.
Him referring to the one true God.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean our Lord and Savior Jibbers Crabs?
Got him.
Well, can you even have boogers? Because he's a lobster.
I imagine they excrete mucus of some sort.
We're answering all the important questions. What is root beer? Do lobsters have boogers?
Each and may roll with advantage.
I suppose we should decide what sort of monster we fought together.
Oh yeah.
Do we want it to be one of these?
Grimed. I reckon it should be a grimed owlbear. Grimy owlbear. So it's like covered in tar and gone all shadowy.
Like a cross between the...
Like Eric crossed with a bear. Tar Lord and Savior.
Oh, that just makes me want to make t-shirts with Eric's
Tar Lord and Savior.
Tar Lord and Savior. Pokes Dosh in the direction of his Discord messages. Ooh. Looks like a troll account.
It does look like, yeah. Do it.
You know what we do to trolls? We hide them under bridges and send our least favourite people in. Speaking theoretically. Bayswater Bridge was all this time. It's a troll bridge.
Nice.
And now it's gone.
Roll with advantage and do double damage for 3 turns.
It's like, also, how dare they come into our chat and start talking about boogers? What do they think this is?
It's very sensible and mature.
Yeah. Absolutely no smut swearing or dirty humour. I love how they put "you shared a special night together" in inverted commas, thus implying to older, players exactly what they want us to infer, and then going to great lengths in the description to remind us that it doesn't have to be sex.
Yeah. But it probably was.
It's like, no, you just had dysentery together. It was a real bonding experience.
Can we? I really want to change it to that now.
Let's play it, at some point.
Sharing the burden. Here, you have the loo roll. You both lost so much weight. It's not my Christian Minecraft server.
Honestly though, the best weight loss thing I ever had in my life.
Karen, don't tell the story.
No. No, it was the time I got flu when I was in Italy, and there was no digestive discomfort involved whatsoever. I just was so ill, I basically didn't eat for a week. Turns out you can drop a solid 8 kilos that way.
All right.
Oh, so
this is it.
This is literally the beginning of the story?
It's the beginning. Let us begin. That's dreaded GM. I shouldn't steal that.
Wait, let us begin.
No, hang on. So with what do I say?
Mounting heat and passion.
Yeah. Let us first, with tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion, head into
The front page.
the kingdom of Benevoli. Benevol.
Not even that we can start it.
Well, first of all, we actually need to roll on the getting to know you chart, don't we? Let me just open that shit up quickly.
Oh, and no, I do not recommend getting flu in Italy as a weight loss method.
Or at all.
Not at all, really.
Not just in Italy.
Because there's something, it's quite a, unique experience being in a country where you only kind of, sort of speak the language, and none of your Italian classes ever involved, words for maladies. So you and the doctor are passing your English to Italian dictionary back and forth, so you can both look up symptoms.
Can I have someone roll, roll space, another number 50 in chat. Roll space 50.
Get a 50-sided dice.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I've got a 60-sided dice. Been workshopping it for a while and gave up. All right, a 25. Okay. Why? So I'm answering for me. So this is Fras's opinion of why Sassa is wanted by law enforcement or bounty hunters.
What did I do? Did I get dysentery during an important birthday?
I don't know, did you? Beautifully average. Exactly, yeah. Why are they wanted by the law enforcement or bounty hunter? I reckon they're wanted by a bounty hunter.
Oh.
And I reckon it's actually a case of mistaken identity. Or, no, I know what it was. When we first met, before we actually started traveling together, there was a bar fight, and I jokingly said it was you who caused it. And it went very badly. So now you are wanted by the town constabulary of that particular village. Because everyone took it seriously, and I don't know when to, not. I was like, okay, well, everyone's going with this, so I don't want to say, yeah, actually, I lied. I'll just go with it. It can't be that bad. I don't even know them. And everyone took it seriously. Yeah.
Yes, I've written, there is a bounty on my head over a bar fight. I did not start!
Do any of these getting to know you questions? Crisp and Crunch, we're using last week's questions.
Josh already has plans to expand.
And yeah, that was the other thing we were going to do this evening if we weren't vibing with this, but I am, so deal with it. Yeah, we're now going to make it probably a 100-point table.
Josh,
but
I want an excuse to buy a 50-sided dice.
But yeah, we took this the getting to know you table to Winterfest, and it was a resounding success. All 3 games that used it loved it. My first game particularly freaking loved it. They were all saying, this is really cool, this is a really good idea. It got them to know each other really quickly. It got established a basis. They were all crew members of a ship, and it just established who the fuck they were and how they all knew each other just a little bit, just enough that there was something to role play, and it worked really well and was really helpful. Princess Crispin is currently sucking it up. Okay. I'm not certain what that's referring to.
Oh my god.
What?
Josh. Dragon's teeth dice set.
What?
It's a jaw, and the teeth
are
dice, so you can pull the teeth out of the jaw and roll them. Oh my god, guys!
Fridge Makara, get here, and this is the first thing I see. Deal with it. Suck it up, Princess Crispin. Right. I'm sorry, I'm with you. Just took me just a couple of jumps here. Fridge Makara, we are playing in a setting called Benevoly. The Benivol, Beninvor, I think is where we were going with that one. Yeah. But there you go, yeah. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We are Josh and Keren. We are having a look at the wonderful game Roll Table for Two. Which is a TTRPG by Fights and Fancy. I have written up my little character sheet. I will be playing Fras Perella, a fighter, essentially. It's simple D&D style game, but it is DMless. So you've got these little storybooks that you are playing through. So it's like a choose your own adventure. Congratulations, you're the winner. Well done, champion. And
I'm playing Sassa, a light mage scholar.
So we need one more person to roll Keren a backstory question.
Yeah.
Can we get another exclamation mark roll space the number 50 in chat? Maybe our new friend Fridge.
Fridge Makara. Ooh,
48 from Crispin. Okay.
Scrolling. What role would this person have filled in an evil organization? Well, that's obvious.
The poisoner. No?
They would have been the assassin and or rough up this dude guy.
Yeah, okay.
Like the intimidator. So they either send basically they send Fras out and he like acts all intimidating. They do what they want, and failing that he shoves poisonous plants in their mouth.
Yeah.
And they die a horrible death.
Love it. Okay. Ivyfell, afternoon. Interior. Weary feet find their rest at the Rookie Ducky, a small ramshackle tavern at the base of the ivy-curtained cliffs. Its rickety water wheel turns lazily in the narrow river that cuts through the village. Its gentle tap and creaking noises accompany birdsong and rustling leaves as your soundtrack for your golden summer morning. Hang on. Yeah.
What?
Top, all the way up. Peaceful morning.
I'm sure you've got a soundscape for this sort of
Yeah, I do. Rustling leaves as your soundtrack for the golden summer morning. It's after days of traveling that you find yourselves here for the night. You've made good time, giving you plenty of daylight hours to enjoy before turning in. You know little about Ivyfell, the village at the bottom of the gorge you have travelled to. Two halves of an ancient forest cut apart from one another by the ravine that cuts through them. The legend goes that a hero once cut their way through the land itself to reach their enemy. When you see the sheer rock cliffs on either side, overgrown with green vines that desperately reach to close the gap, you can almost imagine it, a giant forest cleaved in two. The village itself is decorated with flowers and bunting. There is a bustle to the area as more and more people start to appear from doors and gardens to spend... Gardens, you say? To spend their time out in the noon sun. Children run along the King's Road, chasing a few of the carts that make their way through, and taking bets on whether they'll stop at the tavern or the festival or not. Tavern for the festival or not. It's at the tavern that you are now, ready to cross the threshold to request a room from the barkeep. Yet, as you step toward the entrance, your shoulder connects with someone else's. You are bumped into another traveler beside you. Take a moment to describe yourselves to one another and your reactions to being bumped into before you head inside. Oh, okay, so we know each other, but we haven't seen each other in a while.
Okay.
I think is the impression.
Or is this someone else?
Oh. Sassa?
Yes. And you immediately get hugged.
Oh, great.
Like, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry about the smell.
No, that's fine. I probably don't smell so good. No, she smells like flowers and sunshine.
Yeah, she absolutely does. Whereas Fras smells like he has rubbed leaves on himself to improve his smell. Like he rather than showering this morning, he got some flowers and just went.
And then they drop the flowers, and the flowers are like.
Well, they're dead now. They are very much dead. I can almost imagine it. Damn it. Perfect. No notes.
Corpse flower baking in the line.
Got him. Scruff. I think Fras is well dressed, but scruffy. Like he's like somebody who does know how to dress, but has spent the last week sleeping rough. And has probably had a couple of heavy nights in that week.
Would look nice if you weren't, a few hangovers and many nights sleeping on the ground.
Bags under the eyes.
Yeah. Don't you have any links? That wouldn't make him smell much better.
Yeah, I've got a lynx. He's out there. His name's Steve. Steve the lynx.
Whereas I look a lot better kept for someone who's probably been sleeping rough. I've probably got some flowers tucked into my collar and in my hair.
I do too, but mine is not deliberate.
And given my ability to manipulate plants, I can probably generate a nice bed of grass for me to keep down on. So yeah, I smell like fresh grass, flowers, and sunshine, despite not having bathed for several days. It's good to have life magic.
So what are you doing in Ivyfell?
I'm not sure yet. I'm sure a purpose will reveal itself to me presently.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, and I open the door for you. Ladies first.
And
Why is the sun so bright today? And we go inside.
We enter the Rookie Ducky, which is a great name for a tavern.
Is it Rookie Ducky or Rocky Ducky?
It's Rookie
Ducky.
Rookie Ducky.
The Rookie Ducky. Is that like a cross between a duck and a rook?
Well, a rookie is like a newcomer.
Yeah, I know, but a rook is a kind of bird.
Yeah.
So it's like a black duck.
Or a inexperienced
Which is a
duck.
Better term. The black duck.
The black duck.
Avast, mateys!
Or the inexperienced mallard.
What can I do for the pair of ya? A freckled face turns toward you from behind the tavern bar. A teenage girl wipes... It's a voice, deal with it. Damn, Mage is always so whimsical. A rook is my equal opposite as a bishop.
Oh.
That's true. Would it be...
An oppositional duck.
An oppositional duck. I'm thinking more like, Bishop Blood, so Rookie Plasm? Plasma? Rookie Plasma? Rookie Bones.
Ooh.
Rookie Bones.
She's trans, leave her alone.
What can I do for...
It's really cute.
I identify as a 15-year-old girl.
Don't make it creepy. She's just got a very deep voice.
Yeah.
She's a chain smoker.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Bones, probably, yeah. What can I do for the pair of you? What can I do the pair of you for?
Ah, she's flirting with you dirty man.
Too much tube, yeah. A freckled face turns toward you from the tavern bar. The teenage girl wipes spilt drink from the bar with her apron, catching her breath, while she waits for the two of you to respond. The tavern is packed to the brim with customers. What is it, a room or just drinks? Of course, you will need a place to stay for the night, and a good bed would probably be a lot better than roughing it under the stars. Roll a d6 whilst the interning innkeeper, that's good, looks through the log of rooms.
I think we should rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to roll the first dice roll of the game. I think that is only fair. Oh, okay.
No. I'm rubbish at that. I'm happy for you to just go first if we're going to do that.
Well, that seems to defeat the point.
Go on then.
Okay.
So, how?
It's paper, scissors, rock. And on rock, you show your
right. So let me decide what I'm going to do first. Okay. Paper, scissors, rock. Yeah, there you go. See, told you.
That's why I get to do my vows first at the wedding as well.
And it was exactly that too. She just did basic bitch scissors. And I was trying to be different, scissors. Everyone does scissors.
Yeah. Too clever for him.
6!
Ooh, have to turn a page to get 6.
There's a table immediately. 6. Yeah, sorry, it looks like we're out of rooms at the moment. The festival will have been so much busier than it was last year. I reckon there'll be a lot of people just camping out overnight, So at least you won't be alone out there. Sorry about that. She shrugs and closes the book. We're still here if you need food or drink, though. Just give me a shout. Without much more of a word to the two of you, the girl hears a shout from the other side of the bar and hurries off to go and assist someone else. Looks like you'll be sleeping outside tonight.
Well,
no different than usual.
Isn't it fortunate that I love sleeping so close to nature?
Yeah, no, it's great. And if you like, I can, do that. You know how I used to make up thicker beds using the grasses and weaves and so forth, that sort of thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I can. If you like, I can.
I can grow some extra grass. We can actually, by our skills combined, we actually have a comfy night.
You can do that now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, great. You've been handed your key, or maybe not, if that is the case.
Yeah.
But the sun is still high enough. I'm so glad you rolled for it. Not my fault.
I got 6. I thought that would be a good thing.
Lol. 15-year-old girl. Identifies as a dirty old broken pirate.
Good
that's the way it goes. Solid. I pay it. It's a life choice. It looks like a few volunteers are going around handing out flyers, and one is handed in your direction.
Ooh.
Cleaver's Festival. Sundown. Time for tasting, barrel chase, starlight bonfire, and at sunrise, never-ending breakfast. Oh my god, I love a never-ending breakfast. Oh. Sassa, I am here for the never-ending breakfast. I only heard about the cleaving contest. Bear wrangling is cancelled!
Aww. I was really looking forward to some bear wrangling.
It's not a phase, Mom. It's not a phase, Mom.
Just coming out to school every day in a salt-crusted overcoat and a blousy shirt.
Well, then it becomes the never-ending brunch. The tavern is already heaving with people. I wonder if they just don't have any bears. Because I reckon if we came back with a bear...
Are you suggesting that we reinstate the bear wrangling contest by bringing...
Firstly, I usually win the bear wrangling contest. So,
Okay.
yes, I am suggesting that. And also, if we provided the bear, I'm pretty sure they'd give us a room.
Look, maybe first we should check if the lack of bears is actually the problem, or maybe it's
That's
the
true.
lack of people prepared
Just showing
to
up.
wrangle the
Because
bear.
I'm ready to wrangle a bear.
I know you are, but they don't know that. Heck, I didn't know that till about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah. All right. The tavern is heaving with people. From where you two are, you can just about make out a commotion towards the back of the tavern. It sounds like a group of people are cheering at someone's victory. A game of some sort, maybe.
No.
Muscle through the crowd to see what the commotion is about. Turn to page 21. Go outside for some fresh air. Turn to page 30.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, well, yeah, obviously we're going to...
See what's going
I don't want to skip a third of the way through the book. Like this, we're at page 20 at the moment of 70. So it feels like it probably goes quite quickly. Like you burn through quite a lot. Like this, the just, is there rooms at the inn is 3 pages of, is 3 pages
well,
of.
it's described as a session. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I thought 70 pages looked like a really long session. And it's just, I don't think it actually is. Which is cool. But yeah, let's get our money's worth out of it. So, Rookie Ducky Afternoon. Elbowing his way through the crowd, Fras elbows his way through the crowd. The pair of you make it to the front just as everyone erupts with a loud cheer. Yeah! Yeah! What's going on?
Well done, everybody. Well done.
Not everyone seemed happy. Maybe actually. As a couple nearby squabble over a bag of coins passed between them. At the center of the ruckus is a single table with a woman sitting, grinning from ear to ear, her challenger across from her, head hanging over a wooden bucket, as they hurl up the contents of 10 empty flagons beside them. Oh, I like this game. Care to take a swing at it? The woman locks eyes with you, pushing out the chair her competitor as he rushes away to find another bucket.
Oh, drinking contest. Sass is out. She knows her limits. I feel like Fras is ready to go.
I feel like this is either spirit or strength, and if it's spirit, you're in, and if it's not, it's me. Confident. Hell yeah.
One of us is doing this.
Before beginning the session, if your partner has chosen any of the other options, run through those first. Oh, wait, hang on.
Oh,
Confident. Eagerly join in with the challenge. Cautious. Investigate the contents of the drinks and find out more about the challenge. Sit this round out. See what the bickering couple are doing. Uninterested. Ooh. We could find out what the I mean, I am fucking down. I need a hair of the dog ASAP.
Okay, well, how about you play confident?
Yeah.
And I
investigate. Like, I might just do and investigate the contents of the drinks.
Well, how would I do that? You're like, oh, heck yes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to see what's in these drinks.
Sure.
In case I have to rescue you.
Comfortable. Sit this round out, see what the bickering couple is doing. No, you're going to cautious.
Cautious. So we have to do cautious first and then confident.
Yeah. 26. Ooh. Okay, cautious. One or both of you suspiciously eye the spilt contents of the flagons by the now empty chair. Whilst the woman eagerly awaits the start of the next round, you pick up a mug and investigate. Roll an awareness roll. This is an easy test.
Cool. I have +1 for awareness, so whatever it is, it'll be more than 1. 5, 6.
Success! The mug's contents have a strong, sweet smell, and the ale has been mixed with another concoctions. Nearby, you notice a barrel of drip mead ale. It looks like a special of the season in this tavern, and is stronger than the usual barrel of ale. But you can't put away the feeling that there might have been something else in the drink. You can request a different ale and roll with an additional +1 to the spirit during the contest. It's a spirit check. Fuck. I'm not so great at spirit.
What should be like?
I love that Sassa could technically drink Fras under the table.
It's like using this information, you can either fall apart and give them a reward listed above for start the contest, or that you can join as well. Okay, so I can be like, Fras, if you're gonna do it, ask for fresh ale. This smells dodge.
Noted. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, I'm up for it. Haven't had a beverage in at least 20 minutes.
Is it spirit because you're drinking a spirit?
It's always tight. It's always like 3 a.m. somewhere, isn't it?
Fresh ale though. This
fresh ale.
A little
I reckon.
Yeah.
Just, I think there's probably a bit of everything around here.
The nose is right off.
Confident. Before beginning the section, if your partner has chosen any of the other options, run through those. You look like a challenger worth facing. Name's Essa. Whom should I say you are when the innkeeper comes to drag away to your room? She smirks and laughs heartily. The serving staff approach with freshly poured mugs of ale, spilling over as they're unceremoniously dumped on the table. Last one to drop wins.
You can call him Fras when you drag him outside, because there's no room left at the Rookie Ducky, bitch.
Wow. Sass, We don't even know this person. I'm sorry, she's new here.
Just trying to get in the vibe.
Rules of the contest. You cannot do any harm to your opponent that might injure them. Damn it. I was going to poison them.
Rude.
You can spend ability points during your turn if you have an ability that you could use without breaking the rules of the contest. Deadly Nightshade.
Poisoning your opponent counts as calming them.
Definitely kills them. Read through to page 24 before the results to get all the information you need. Drink counter. Alright, turn order character. Alright, okay, this is an actual, like, contest.
It's a contest.
Fuck yeah. I'm down for this. Right. Okay, so also given the speed of these things, 15 AP isn't actually that bad. I do have Battle Medic, so I could heal myself.
And I have Find the Weakness. I don't know if that helps in this particular thing. Each character must roll a spirit skill check. If the result is 1 or less, the character feels the urge to vomit and is out of the contest. The final person still able to drink is the winner, but if you manage to drink more mugs of ale, there may still be a prize. For every drink you have had, you must -1 spirit from your spirit skill rolls.
So the Iron Gut. As +1 strength and +1 spirit. Diplomacy 0, clearly. Finesse 0 and awareness 0.
So if you can't drink under the table, I sure as shit can.
Well, then should we both sit down? I'm just here for a pleasant beverage.
Could you play Essa goading me into joining the drinking competition,
Yeah.
please?
You don't feel like you're up to it?
Oh, I was just letting Fras have some fun, you know?
While the two of you goad each other, I would actually like to just take a peek at what the two people are arguing about, seeing if this is something I could make some coin on.
Okay.
Um,
I'm like, I just didn't want to cruise in and take over the situation. Though I totally could have.
well, you heard her. I always pick a loser, so why don't we make a little wager on the loser this round? Take your pick of the two. Hunched man nods towards the current contenders, a woman who challenged you earlier, and your partner if they choose to play. I reckon you would actually be the better one to do it. You've got the highest. I have nothing for spirit, and I can gamble.
Well, if that's the way you're going to talk to me,
whoa,
stand
Sass,
aside, Fred.
right,
No, get out of the way. I am taking this bitch down.
Okay, look, I'm sorry. She's new in town. All right. You and I later. Well, yeah. But I'll have it. Thanks. Oh, thank God. So, stepping back around from the contest, you watch as the next contender slides into the seat. Around you, both the crowd begins to cheer as one of the tired serving staffs comes out with handfuls of mugs spilling over onto your feet. Watch yourself there! A hunched man beside you scolds the server, catches your eye. Can't get the staff, can you? Well, if you're new here, you might want to step back a bit. Gets messy. Why don't you pull up a chair and join us? Oh, I think I will. Join in a better sport of all. The woman beside him scowls, folding her arms over a flour-stained apron. You're not planning on losing more of your ermines to folk, are you? Your luck's been rubbish so far. With a grumble, the hunched man turns his back on the woman and gives you a toothy smile. Well, you heard her. I'm always pick a loser, so why don't we make a little wager on the loser this round? Take your pick of the two. So the hunchman nods towards the current contenders, the woman who challenged you earlier, and your partner if they choose to play, or a stranger, letting you pick which one you think will be the loser first. I obviously am betting on
like, see the skinny blonde?
Yeah,
her.
that one. I think I happen to know
the
that
skinny blonde with flowers in her
she
hair.
can
That one.
beat the absolute drinking out of me.
Yeah, you get hungover and Sassa just shrugs it off like,
Yeah, I don't know how she does it. Every morning we drink the same. She
I'm just like, oh yeah.
It's not that she can drink more than I can. I am physically capable of putting more fluid inside of me. I'm bigger than she is. But somehow she wakes up feeling like fresh air and daisies every morning, and I wake up not being able to smell fresh air or daisies.
But I always hold back your ponytail while you puke.
has not for a long. Drink your beer. You cannot do any harm to your opponent that might injure them. You actually have a chance as well. I think this is very much a you contest. I love that the mage is going to be good at this.
I love that I accidentally completely stacked my spirit stat, like, massively. The first thing is a spirit-based drinking competition.
I mean, it does track. You should be good at spirits. I'm fucking down, Josh, 2023. Dumps be damned. Spirit, because you'll be drinking spirit. Yeah, obviously, so enthusiastic. God, I love her.
Alright, let's do this.
Alright, read through page 24 before the results to get all the information you need. Breaking any of the rules is an immediate forfeit and loss to both players. Okay. So, roll for your characters in order. And it's awareness. So roll awareness. You're a +1.
7.
You're going first.
I feel like I'm going first.
Yeah. We just know that. At the end of the round, each character must roll a spirit check. If your result is 1 or less, you get drunk. So, roll result. Ability. Each character must roll a spirit skill check. If your result is 1 or less, the character feels the urge to vomit and is out of the contest. The final person to still be able to drink is the winner. If you manage to drink more mugs of ale, there may still be a prize. For every drink you've had, you must... -1.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so if you get this...
Yep, so that's what her roll results are, which are 1, she sways and catches herself. -1, spirit to next spirit check. 2, she belches and has to take a moment. 3, she drinks a mug. 4, she lets out a belch and takes a moment to steady herself. 5, she drinks a mug. And 6, she drinks 2 mugs and has an additional +1 spirit to
the next spirit check. Fuck. Okay. So you're taking it in turns to drink.
Cool. And what was on page 24 that we had to read?
Contest specific abilities. Ability points. You drink 1 mug of ale. Ability point 1. You drink 2 mugs of ale. -1 spirit to your next spirit check. Ho.
Okay, the crowd around you seems to chill out of them. Oh, okay, no, that's what happens if I win.
Okay. How many mugs can you drink?
So I have shoved my much larger, burlier, and generally more threatening-looking companion to the side. And,
Not a muscle mummy confirmed. No.
And I sit down.
All right. So you go first, so you can drink first.
I drink first.
I like that there's a drink counter as well. I'll just do one at the bottom of my sheet, though. So, S and E. So, it is 0 AP to drink 1 mug of ale.
Okay. So I'm not going to burn any.
And then at the end of your turn, you make a skill check.
Okay.
The spirit check. If the result is 1 or less. And every drink you have had, you must -1 spirit from your spirit rolls.
Okay, so
I don't see any mileage in doing the second one.
Unless I'm trying to, figure it out. Alright, I guess I drink, as the crowd are, going, drink. I pick up this thing the size of my head, and I scull it. Pro level skull.
She is really good at the opening the throat thing.
I can just really relax my throat that just slides on down there.
That was what our special night together was.
A drinking contest that I won.
Yeah.
It's Legolas and Gimli
holding back the half.
I think it's starting to affect me.
It's the boy can barely
drink. Yeah. One of my favorite scenes in that whole trilogy. Okay, so my spirit check. Do you see how this first beverage affects me?
5. You're fine. Absolutely
9.
Fine. Yeah,
in
you're
total,
absolutely
because I get +4 spirit. But it is.
Now you are -1 spirit.
But now it's only 3 because I have had a beverage.
Yeah. So 1 drink for Sass.
And I clunk it down on the table. I'm like, yeah.
So this is to determine what she does. Is that a 4? Essa lets out a belch and takes a moment to steady herself.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh dear, looking a little bit, that last chap, maybe, this might not have been so well,
Did you need to take a little break?
Yeah, you okay? It's like your turn.
Okay. So she's...
Oh, and yeah, she is now -1. Now must make a spirit check. Her spirit is 1, 2.
3.
That's 3, that's fine. She's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's under 1. So she's fine, but she's now... and for every drink she's had, which she hasn't had any, so she's not -1 spirit.
Okay, cool. I'm just like, well, if you're not going to drink any, I'm just going to have to do another one of these things.
It's always...
Nobody clipped
always...
that. Oh!
It's a
9
6.
again!
9. That's another drink.
I knock it back like it's just beautiful, fresh spring water. I'm like, it's got a certain, like, I'm getting a little bit of gooseberry in there.
Now, you can use these abilities as well if you have any, like a magic orb or something. I wouldn't, but...
No, that would constitute attacking.
I would say you could use the black hole one, but you don't have it. Just hold her in place. Like she just can't bring herself to do it.
I've done 2 now, and you haven't done any, so, like...
She, like, glares at you, and...
You should...
4 again! I just... It was like, I told you. Always back to blonde. And the old guy with me is like, oh yeah, no, you know your stuff. I was like, I haven't seen her in years, but it's ridiculous. So she doesn't really need to roll again. Like 5, she's fine.
Yeah.
But
she's just watching me drink
she's
at
just
this
like,
point.
You gonna drink again?
Oh, heck yeah, I'm gonna drink again. You're not gonna drink anything? You're just making... I'm just gonna walk my...
Each character... So the final person that's still able to drink is the winner, but if you manage to drink more mugs of ale, there may still be a prize. Okay. This is the thing. You could not drink and just take a minute.
Okay, I tell you what, it's like...
Just wait for her. See if she wants to catch up, because you're -2 in spirit.
I'm too ahead at this stage, and I just feel like that's... I just don't want to get too... I don't want to make this too easy for myself, so... You go again, honey. You go again. Okay, roll it again. That's bullshit.
Another 4.
No one saw that.
5.
5.
She drinks a mug.
Excellent. Go! Look, she's getting in the mood now.
It's not so much that we just skip 2 rounds while you wait for her to actually finally drink a mug.
Yeah.
And then she rolls a spirit check. Having actually finally drunk one, she's 5. She's fine.
She's fine. She's fine. I'm like, all right, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop. Come on, then. Come on. 5. You're fine.
5 plus 2, so 7.
Yep.
I knocked that back.
Upends it and then puts it on your head.
This is taking me back to Mage's College.
Yep. She never shuts up about that when she's had a few.
You know, I can make orbs of magical light.
So that's your spirit check, isn't it? That what you just rolled was your spirit check too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Love it.
So I've had 3.
3.
I'm fine.
So you're still a +1 to spirit.
Fine I am.
She drinks another mug. She's getting into her. She like cracks her neck. She's getting into her stride now. She's got them throat skills. Yeah. From all that vomiting in the times before. No, that's me.
All right, roll a spirit check.
Spirit check. Now, finally, she is at a -1.
No.
-1 to spirit, because she had +1. She's had 2 drinks.
Oh, yep, she's -1.
-1. 4. She's fine.
So 3.
3.
She's still okay.
She's fine. Yeah.
You're not feeling that, like, that little kind of at the back of the throat?
Get drinking or get busy drinking or get busy throwing up. Come on.
Yeah. And I'll knock back my next one because I'm about at
6,
which is a 7, which means I am the queen of beer. Yeah.
Just neither of us are rolling below a 4.
And my professor said I'd never amount to anything. Can you believe that shit?
2. Essa lets out a belch and takes a moment to steady herself. You're just still 2 ahead.
Hey, you don't look so good. Do you need like a slice of bread or something, or would that just make it worse?
2. She's fine. That's a 1. The result is 1 or less. Character feels the urge to vomit and is out of the contest. You just beat her.
It's like,
she's -2. She's -1, and we got a 2, so that's +1.
That's 1. Yeah. It's like, do you feel that little the back of your throat? You don't look so good.
And Fras just kicks the bucket. Yes, I heard it. In, and it just sort of hits her shin, and she just grabs it. Yeah! Never back the local girl. Twice.
Thank you.
You win the contest. The crowd around you seem to cheer louder than before. Your surprising victory, adding an element of surprise to the contest entertainment. One man nearby grabs your arm. It's me. I'm the man nearby who grabs your arm and raises it in victory whilst Essa's green face turns to the floor, struggling to hold down her drink and failing once more. When the crowd's ruckus eventually dies down and someone has passed some bread and water to Essa, the former champion staggers to her feet and offers a wobbly hand. Do you take it?
Damn strong, I take it.
Hey there, baby.
And suddenly a dog is in my lap. Whose dog is this? Well played, ma'am. Well played.
You gave me a real run for my money there, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Still, a victory is a victory, even if I'm 3 games in. Here's your prize, mate. She tosses you a medal on a ribbon necklace, a medallion stamped to show the image of a spilling tankard, and the words reading Ivyfell champion. It's old and worn, clearly passed between champions over the years. You have gained the Ivyfell champion medal.
Ah, I will cherish this mightily. And hopefully you get to win it back. Woohoo!
Oh, just before you go, Essa shouts over the crowd as we go to leave. She digs through her pockets and tosses you an item. For being the faster of the two of us, roll 1d6 and take the resulting item from Essa's loot table.
Ooh.
She has a loot table. Do you want to...
The dog's breath is
Yeah, I think she's been eating grass again.
Yeah, that's a 4.
That's a 4. A half-eaten bag of biscuits.
Oh my goodness, thank you!
The other options were 5 gold pieces, 10 gold pieces, pocket lint, a bag of baking soda, and a ticket to the never-ending breakfast. Fuck! Where was... Half-eaten bag of biscuits is like, okay.
But you know, I've got the...
Go onwards to page 30. What about comfortable...
Ivyfell medal.
If the chosen loser wins... If your chosen loser loses. Yeah. Oh. Uninterested. No, okay. I don't think I get this.
Well, you won the bet.
I did win the bet.
Yeah.
You win the bet! The hunchman scowls and the woman behind him lets out a harsh laugh. Only you could pick a winner when you want them to lose. Alright, go on. Give him your last of your wages. The man grumbles and pats his pockets. Coming across a small bag of coins he looks reluctant to let go of. That's all I got left. Or, of course, you could always take this, give you this. Bet a traveler like you wouldn't miss out on a master suite, eh? 5 gold or the master suite key. I mean,
we're taking the master suite,
right?
Master suite,
yeah, I've got a drunk woman with me now. I need somewhere to put her to sleep and nothing else. Taking your leave, you weave your way through the crowd and out towards the tavern doors. And I'm like, I'll just have the room, thank you. Yeah, good on you, mate.
Keep your money, mate.
Keep your money, maybe. Think about what you could be buying instead. You take your leave. You weave your way through the crowd and out towards the tavern doors, stumbling out into the golden hour of the evening.
Oh, isn't it lovely out here?
It's
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Fras is beautiful. Look how beautiful it is.
Ivyfell late afternoon, and I think, mateys, we will leave it there. After Sassa wins the drinking contest and Fras, using his skilled knowledge and intuition and the meta-knowledge that Sassa is ridiculously good at spirit checks. And Keren is really good at rolling 6s, apparently. That's lovely.
Yeah, this is sweet. I like this a lot.
I will cherish this for 3 days, no more, no less. I went to college.
There was a great story I learned recently about from the second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie where like Dr. Octopus and like Aunt May are like dangling on this rigging up in the air for like hours on end for this shoot. And at one point, the lovely old lady who plays Aunt May turns to Dr. Octopus, Alfred Molina, and goes, "I'm classically trained, you know." Or no, the very similar story about Alan Tudyk doing all the chicken noises for Moana going, I went to Juilliard.
I have 2 degrees. This is what I do.
Yeah.
So this was really fun. Yeah, I'm going to... So this is Roll Table for 2. This is what we've been playing this evening. I think we will probably play it again next week.
I think we should keep playing it.
Yeah?
I think we should keep playing it.
It's really cute.
Very cute.
Strong endorsement from Josh and Keren. Yeah, it's... If you want... If this is what you are looking for, it is a really good little game. I think the price point is probably the only issue is playability, is replayability.
Though I suppose as we continue...
But that's always what you're going to get with a pre-written DMless game. Like when because what you are essentially paying for is someone else to write your goddamn story every single time.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can buy a module from D&D for $70, but you can get the PDF of this for $6 a pop. But you're only getting a small chunk of a module. But it's a game. It's really sweet. I actually think it actually plays really well live, because we can screw around a little bit. We can live role play together. I think it worked quite nicely.
Yeah.
Instinctively. So yeah, that was super fun. I really enjoyed that. Thank you for playing it with me. I'm really glad that you did, because I did. Yeah, it was nice to actually. We haven't done this in ages. So Keren, who the heck have you been?
Hi, I'm Keren, sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies. I'm a performer, a writer. You can find me here, usually on Tuesday, Thursday nights at the moment. Occasionally on Mondays as well if I'm feeling saucy. You can also find me on the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, where I play around Westfall. You can follow me on Twitter, which is still... Oh no, you can find me on X!
Is it? They haven't actually done that.
Partially X now.
Partially X is an even worse name.
Like, if you open up Twitter... Like, it comes up with an X, but then when you go in there, it still says tweet.
It's the dumbest fucking thing. If what the people are doing is if your brand name is a verb, you do not change the brand name. I'm going to tweet that. That's Twitter. That's what that is. It's like Skyping has become Zoom, and I don't know how. It's like if Google decided, yeah, we're not going to be called Google anymore. We're going to be called G. It's like, I'm not going to G something, I'll Google it, thank you. X.com redirects to Twitter. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to keep calling it Twitter because I'm a rebel. At Mother of Bunnies.
Boy, do I love reading Josh and Karen's tweets.
I'm zeeting over here. I'm going to zeet that.
No, I hate it. I'm going to zeet it.
I'm going to send some X-rated zeets, y'all. But you can also follow me on Instagram at Miss Lola Moore, my burlesque alter ego. And I actually do all the Corsairs Cove social media shiz. So if you follow all the Corsairs Cove stuff, that's me as well. And we're on Threads with Corsairs Cove.
So it's sheet.
Well, sheet. I've
over on the sheeter.
On shitter.
I've been on the sheeter. Elon, gotta give it to you. Yeah, no, he's right. He is right.
I think someone tweeted recently, we are all agreeing that Elon's not a genius anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got off that train.
No, they didn't tweet that. They sheeted it.
Sheeted it.
They sheeted that out. Gonna sheet that out into the world. And Madame Monsieur, Dame Underherren, and Beings of Indeterminate Gender and Persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsairs Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife, Keren, the Mother of Bunnies, and all my splendid friends, and my puppy, Siri.
Yeah.
What is Siri? Hey, baby. Who needs a longer walk? Yeah. Yeah, we heard a...
He said the wall.
Walk? You see the head tilts? The head tilts for Siri?
Walkies?
Walkies? She's so cute, you guys.
She just got washed and she's all floofy.
Yeah, she's very, very floofy.
Woofy.
I'm seating. The baby.
She wants to get down now because you said the word. Quick, wrap it up.
I did.
You said the word.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed it, you could find my majestic voice here on Thursday night, where we will be playing some
Jackbox games.
Some Jackbox games again, because we don't have all of our cast.
That
Can
was
you
Siri's fault.
stop doing that?
That one was Theory's fault. That one
Sounds
was
like a plastic one.
He's fine.
No, yeah. All
I'm
right.
just knocking Josh's water.
I need to not have people on that shelf. But I'm out of shelves. This is what I painted today. I had a painting afternoon over with AJ. This is my Tiger Griffhound. So he is Tiger on the back half. And for those of you who are WA, you may recognize a 28 on the top. Do you know like the blue cheeks? These 28s have blue cheeks.
They do, blue cheeks. Yeah. Very pretty birds.
Yeah, they're extremely pretty parrots.
Also called ringneck parrots. Ringneck parrots.
They're one kind of ringnecks. Because 28s, there's loads of them. So it's a 28 parrot. I just typed that in so everybody knows what it is. Saying things that we liked to the new logo so that we made it our own years ago. Yeah. Other than that, we will have a new season of Midnight and Madness starting next Monday night of Midnight and Madness, where the guys are in the Amber Temple in Barovia fighting the Lich Exthantar, though.
Oh, going very well.
It's going so well. They're having such a great time. Helvig didn't just disappear for no apparent reason. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. We were going to do it last night, I super duper promise, but there was a member of the cast straight up didn't know it was happening.
Not sure how that happened. But
So, like, yeah.
it's probably our fault.
It was at least partially my fault for not confirming with each person individually. Like, I did put it in the group chat, but I didn't, like, see that they'd responded. So, yeah, I'll take that one. It was me.
It's me. Hi.
I'm the
problem.
It's
It's
me.
me.
Yeah. Darling Wife says they're a lorikeet. This I have looked up. They are a parrot.
We get lorikeets as well, but
We do, but I'm reasonably confident they're actually a parrot. Because this came up when Red suggested a 28. I could be wrong. Darling Wife may well be right. In my experience, Darling Wives normally are.
Okay, it's technically called the Australian ringneck, the Port Lincoln parrot, and the Marley ringneck. Okay, so those are the other ones.
But everything I've found says parrot, not lorikeet. Oh, it is the rainbow. Competes for nesting space
in
with.
Western Australia, the ringneck competes for nesting space with the rainbow lorikeet and introduced species. To protect the ringneck, culls of lorikeets are sanctioned by authorities in this region. So I can go.
I'm feeling.
and kill the
I'm
lorikeet.
feeling parrots, not lorikeets. Though from what I've managed to find and what Karen's managed to find, but super pretty birds.
Like rainbow lorikeets are arguably prettier, but
Which is why they've been introduced.
But my mother has been stridently against them.
This is true. Just to be fair, just because it's called something doesn't mean it is that thing. The mountain chicken is a frog, for example. Yeah. Have you seen the meme? It's like, motherfucker! What? Please don't kill me. Do you know what a mountain chicken is? Please don't kill me. It's a chicken, right? Yeah. No, it's a frog! It's a funny reel. So we'll go away from here now. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We will drop a raid on Winter's Tales. Because they're having a one-shot concurs on both terms. Parrot and agreeing with the DM. DM with wife is always a good... Yeah, darling wife is always a good option.
You need to give it a red patch above its beak.
It's got one.
It does? Oh! I do apologise. It does have the red patch.
Got the red
And
patch.
everyone knows the mantis shrimp. Yes, we do.
Who doesn't know the mantis shrimp? If you don't know the mantis shrimp, YouTube YouTube mantis shrimp, but it's the TED Talk thing that the guy from the oatmeal does.
Yes, the oatmeal
mantis shrimp.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's like a 10-minute video and it's awesome.
Anyway, we keep going on tangents.
We do.
Raid!
We're gonna raid AJ. They're having a one shot with Matt from Split the Party.
Oh, wonderful.
Because he's here in Perth.
He is here.
Because that's why the thing is painted, because I went and painted with them this afternoon. And Dag is also playing, I think.
Wonderful.
It's gonna be fun.
Raid!
So we'll drop a raid on them because Dag lives down that end of town as well.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Dag and AJ and all the others where we came from, and show them the love like we always do. We will see you hopefully on Thursday evening for some Jackbox games. Bring your Jackbox fingers, and we'll see you there.
Whiplash their ass.
Yeah, watch Keren win again. She's so good at it. I have never won.
Yeah.
Not
Also,
once.
my sister made me these.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, Emma made these.
I thought you made those.
No, I made my other pair.
That's right. Okay,
I
right.
have multiples.
Say goodbye, Karen.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.